So I love the yoga practice to build some energy and some enthusiasm and rejuvenate everything and kind of restore our vigor so we feel really good, especially for the weekend when we're off work. So when you guys are ready, if you want to take a stretchy stretch, like a child's pose, or you need like to do a banana asana, something like really gooey and stretchy in the beginning, please do that. And in just a second, we're going to head on back to standing on our mats. All right, my friends, I'm so glad that you joined me today. Turn my volume up here and we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's think about balancing today. So we're going to have a large chunk of our practice that is focused on balance, and think about balancing both focus and laughter, work and play, holding on versus letting go, strength versus flexibility in everything that you do. You know, I'm going to ask you to let go a lot. Especially when we get into our strong poses, there's always places to search and find. So just think about that balance all through class and see how we can build our breath. Most importantly, that'll be our goal every time. I am going to meet you on your mats. Okay, let's get started standing today, friends. Every transition we make, we're going to try to make it really smooth and slow. So even just finding standing, instead of being rigid like a soldier, just kind of ease your way into a standing posture. See if you can wiggle out your shoulders and maybe open and close your fists or shake your fingers. Rock a bit through your ankles. And then try to find each of the four corners of your feet individually. So maybe we rock to the outer edge of right foot and the ball of left, and then over to the other side, down to the outer and inner heel of each foot, and then the opposite one. Try to do that again. Rock forward and back, finding the four corners. All 10 toes are lifted and spread wide, so they're feeling liberated and open, bright and energetic. And then if possible, do like a little knee bend, like a little push-pull to really send energy down to ground, like you feel like you're sinking your roots deep into the earth, and we're going to draw lots of energy up from Mother Earth. When you're feeling really grounded, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, but make it a little bigger each time. You can continue moving through your feet and ankles if that feels good. Starting to bend the elbows and make it deeper. Just inviting our body to start warming slowly. You don't ever have to reach straight, but if it feels good and you want to do a big backstroke, reach straight. And if your arms prefer the opposite way, certainly coming forward like a freestyle swim, that's good too. Some of us only like to do one shoulder at a time, so remembering that everything through class is a choose your own adventure. You're going to move as you feel great, at your speed. Take another big breath in whichever way you're moving, and then sweep everything up the sky, including your heels. Try to turn your back of hands together. See how that rotates through your shoulders. Keep your heels lifted and rotate the palms together. And then try to swivel your thumbs forward and then your pinkies back. See if we can just really rotate through the shoulders, keeping that wiggly ankle feeling as we lift through our heels. Tap into drawing energy through the midline. And then take one more big breath up as tall as you could possibly be. Exhale, dive forward and down with heels melting into the ground. Let's try that a few more times, yogis, but you're gonna rise in any way that it feels really good. Lift up and then fall in a different way. Maybe we turn to a side and melt down. Roll up a new way. Lift arms overhead and then try to fall in a different way. I really love side bending to fall, so let's lift up and overhead. Maybe we tip to the left and then bend our knees and just find a drop to the floor. Come up anyway, it feels good. Try the opposite side that you didn't tip to. Find a drop to the floor. And let's try it one more time. Another way we can rise is hands to hip with a big hinge, flat and strong through the spine. Same way to land if that feels nice. Swan diving, which is such a beautiful term. Feel like a gorgeous swan as you dive. Stay in your forward fold next time you arrive, please, and shake your head no with a completely relaxed neck. Bend your knees as much as you need to, feeling a little stretch in your hamstrings, but nothing intense. And then let's flip our palms. So the backs of our hands are down, our fingers are spread really wide, and we're sinking into the backs of our hands, stretching our wrists. Shake your head, yes, always ending on the positive. Yes, we are ready to warm our bodies. All right, a few swings to get some energy flowing. Rise back to the sky slowly so you don't get dizzy. Right knee rises, inhale. Land your foot and exhale, swing down with fingertips grazing the floor. Left knee rises. Breathe in, try pointing or flexing. Stretch through your ankles. Right knee lift. And then when you feel brave, take your eye gaze up. That really changes things. 2 more like this. So nice. Just swing tension away. Right leg stretches to the side. Let's lift up and try to open your arms. Exhale, swing. Left leg squeeze to the outer thigh, points or flex toes. Do something that requires you to really focus on them to stay present. Exhale. Big lift. Find some width here. Find some length. Bend your knees a whole bunch if we're protecting low backs today. And then try another round. Lift back this time. Scoop your right leg behind you. Back really arches. Exhale, fall. Left leg, slow down. If it feels a little tough to swing this morning, if your back is feeling cranky, take good care of it. That's a tough rise through the back body there. Squeeze up like you're being magnetized to the wall behind you one more time. And then stay in a forward fold whenever you feel like you can get down there. Take a second to bend your knees and swing your nose around towards your heels. Swing to the right. Swing to the left. Hold opposite bicep muscles or elbows and do a little tick-tock where we swing straight to the right and straight to the left. Try to drop your head, chin up towards your chest. Oh man, that's good stuff. Slow your tick-tock, let your fingertips fall to the earth. Clasp your right thumb on top, hands behind low back. Stretch out long through the arms, whether they're reaching behind you or to the sky. Soften your neck, let it fall. And soften your elbows, but really push your palms together to feel your chest flaring open. Straighten legs a tad bit if possible. One more big breath back here, my friends. Hands fall to low back and let them simply slip down your body so they don't clunk into the earth. Right leg takes a long lunge back. Let's work through some sun salutations here to warm our bodies. Kneeling lunge to begin. Rise up through the arms, hips rise as well. Inhale here. And then exhale, float forward. Belly may connect with left thigh, but it's really in tight. Rise again, inhale. Exhale. Turning through the palms can feel really good and different. Make a little bit of a change in your shoulders. Frame out front foot and stay. Shift your hips back to half split. And then make a smile with your hips. Sweep them one way, sweep them the other. Pull them straight back. Your toes are squared towards your hip if possible. Or some of us may prefer plugging toes in. Whatever feels great for that front back of thigh stretch. Frame out front foot again. Find a tabletop. Bring knees together. A child's pose. And then a downward facing dog. When we get to downward facing dog, get all your shimmies and your shakes in so that this dog feels luxurious. Like you just want to kind of stay here forever. And then some tweaks. Let's push our base of thumb and index finger down to equalize weight amongst our hands. Shoulders and biceps roll out and down towards your chest, feeling a broadening across the shoulders. One more breath with any wiggles you need or stillness if that's your favorite. And then simply look to your thumbs rolling forward, but don't stop. Roll right back, yogis. Now see if you can get liquidy in your spine. Lift up through the individual sections of your back. Feel free to drop knees in your plank and then roll back a different way. Tough to roll through the spine, especially in the beginning of class. So just be kind in your thoughts, no judgment. Openness and curiosity in every move we make. Next time you find yourself in kneeling or full plank, let's melt our chests down. But before you travel, look forward and broaden your chest. Then slowly lower it all the way to the earth. We're going to undulate our cobra today. Poke your toes out really far, but keep them into the mat. Anchor down through lower half. Fingertips like suction cups, wider than shoulders. Roll up from the back of your neck. Lift your throat open and roll down. See if you can make it like a little flow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Keeping toes plugged in, your toenails really pressing firmly to boost you up a bit higher. One more big round of that breath in and out. Press back through your child's, yogis. Stretch fingertips really far, tuck toes, get a good foot stretch maybe. Lift knees and crouch back, then rise to dog when you're ready. Big breath in here. Exhale, energetically pressing back towards the wall behind you. Right foot rises on the next in-breath. Three-legged dog, push, push away. Look to thumbs, crunch under body and round your back like a cat to step in between the thumbs. Help your ankle forward if your cat's stuck. Staying here for a moment. Definitely kneel this first lunge. Left knee, shin and top of foot down. Then rise arms and hips. Inhale. Reach forward and sink. Inhale. Don't forget that rotating through the palms can really change how things feel. So experiment with a new finger direction. Try one more big breath in. One more big breath out. And next time you come forward, frame out your front foot, just land. Back leg is gonna step in. Can you rise it? Give a little lift, a little squeeze through your glute, and then a curl into forward fold. Pick your favorite way to rise, and let's give it a go. I like to swing a little side to side as I rise, climb up my body like a ladder, feels nice on the low back. Inhale, lift arms overhead, lifted, lifted, up through the heels too, ready? Big, tall, extended mountain pose. Can you fall to full with heels lifted? Doesn't have to be perfect, but we're just gonna melt on down. I love the wiggles when we do this. Big challenge. When you get to fold, heels definitely melt down now. Halfway lift adds on. Fingertips slide to shins, lift top of head away from tail. Then spread your arms out like airplane wings at your side. Soften your knees, tucked in your chin. Back of neck is really long. Glide here for a second. Release to forward fold again. Left leg takes a long lunge back. If possible in this round, you're gonna keep your back knee lifted. Let's do the same thing. Rise to high lunge. Clasp your fingertips behind you for this one. Left thumb is on top. Soft elbows, but really peel your chest open. And then take that forward motion, belly towards right thigh. Draw it in through navel. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. We're gonna lift from our back ribs as we rise. So there is no back bend here. It's a really long torso. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, strengthen. Squeeze your feet together like you could crumple up your mat. Arms elevate, floating down like rain cascading softly. Straightening your front knee high through the hips. Wide pyramid. If this doesn't feel great, feel free to close your legs for a more traditional pyramid. We just want to get some sensation in the back, front thigh. Think about length in your side bodies. Every step of this class, we're going to think long, long. Rebend, press straight to dog unless you really love those pit stops in table and child's. Take what you need today. Give a little shimmy, a little shake. Look forward to roll into plank or knees down for modified plank. Softly lower your belly all the way to the floor, but make it as slow as you possibly can. Once you arrive, press your toes out really far away. Fingertips come to temples, tuck your chin, and then we're lifting from the upper body, but simply holding on this one. Breathe as you hold. Toes, knees, and thighs rise, and then squeeze your big toes together. Squeeze your buns, squeeze your shoulder blades together as if you're being magnetized in and up as you lift. Full locust here, one more breath. Exhale, release, right back to dog if possible. If you'd like to take a pit stop, ooh, I love pit stops. Take them for as long as you need. We'll wait here in dog for a breath. Next in breath, left foot rises, but you're gonna push away and then away some more. Look to thumbs, try to crunch under a big crunch here. Round your back, point your toes, land in between your thumbs. Take a second in a low lunge, then rise to high lunge. We're gonna clasp one more time. If your elbows get cranky in hands clasped, clasp your elbows behind your back. Lift from your back ribs, and we're gonna float through this one. So let's take a big in-breath to rise, each rib from the one below it. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, rise. If you're super wiggly, take your feet just a little bit wider. Twice more, yogis. Think long, top of head through tail. Squeeze your mat together to find stability. Rise up next in breath, arms release. Float down around the left foot. Lift your hips high and really push back through the left sits bone. Can you squeeze your inner thighs together and soften your left knee? Find length through your side bodies. Take a delicious breath in. Enjoy the moment, my favorite place. Back leg rises. I like to send my leg down into lunge and then use the power of that leg to lift and step forward. Take a big, deep forward fold. Oh, that was nice. Okay, pick a new way to rise, yogi, something different. Maybe you come over to one side and make like a big rainbow and then fall right back down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, release. Right leg takes a long lunge back. Keep your knee elevated. Find a lunge or swivel your right blade edge directly into warrior two. Whatever feels best. We're all finding warrior two, however you like to arrive. And then go like this. Just sink down with a big exhalation. If your shoulders are tense, palms up. Give your fingers a wiggle. Taking left knee out towards baby toe, softening right knee and then pulling up through inseam and arch. Now that you've arrived, left fingers reach out, and then we're gonna make a beautiful diagonal. Right palm falls a little as the left arm rises. Think of that straight line from the top of your head to your blade edge and make something similar between your fingertips. Now sink a little more, and then rotate eye gaze towards the sky. If you don't like the options I have today, traditional alignment is always welcome. Okay, one more breath here. All 10 toes turn towards the phone or the camera or the computer, whatever you're using, turn to me. Lift the arms overhead and make like a butterfly here with your wrists crossed and your fingers out really wide. Lifting up through your left heel, give it a squeeze, place it back down. Right heel, squeeze, like you're hugging your calf in towards your shin. Love, love, love your shins. Go on, tight squeeze, both heels rise. Hold, sink lower. You don't have to, but that's my challenge for you today. And then shift to the right. Make sure your knee's behind your baby toes. Shift to the left. Gotta breathe for this one. This is strong. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. No problem, right? This is easy peasy. You gotta think strong to be strong. One more time. Right to the right. Right to the left. Center hold, sink, heels mount. Woo-wee. Arms fall at shoulders. We're going back to the same warrior two. Right toes in, left toes out. Stay right here. Sink low. And then clasp your hands overhead. Really press your knuckles to the sky, but relax your shoulders. Tip over to the left. You know your option in regular extended side angle if that feels better for you, or we're going strong woman or strong man, whatever you want to refer to it as, warrior two. Take your fists and push them in opposite directions. Yes, now why are we doing this? To take your left shoulder around the front and your right shoulder around to the back. We're gonna push like this to really open our chest. Make your hands like stop signs instead. Sending energy into your wrists, really stretching the wrists as you push your palms like you're pushing the walls away. One more big breath. Back to warrior two, and then spin around to your left side. Try to find lunge. You might need to widen your feet left to right. As soon as you find lunge, watch my hips. We're gonna tuck our tailbones, press our right hip flexor forward. Back knee will bend. So we go from here to here. Really feel this. Arms rise. Right arm threads under right for eagle arms. Reach as long as you can first to get all the length. Then crisscross, hugging shoulders. Backs of hands together or a double wrap. Once you're there, press your forearms away and lift through your fingertips. Keep tucking tailbone under, breathing the whole while. Here's the best part, yogis. Tuck elbows towards your belly, round out your back, but pause and breathe. Feel each vertebrae opening. Feel your ribs expanding, widening down from the hips. One more big breath. Big step forward if possible, right into chair. Stay in your crunch. Unwind the fingertips and the arms and lift your hips. Regular forward fold. Take a moment. Great work, guys. Let your head hang. Good news, bad news. Good news, that was super strong and you did it. You conquered it. Bad news, we got to do the whole thing on the other side. You guys ready? When you are finding a new way to rise, we won't spend much time, so just sink right back down however it feels good to you. Exhale, release. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, float back to the earth. Left leg, big step back, strong control here, slow and steady. You're finding warrior two, so whether you want to find lunge and then swivel, or hold low lunge and swivel first, then find the arms. Anything goes. Once you get there, we need to have release in the shoulders, arms soft and floaty. Right knee open, left knee soft, inseam, arch, really energized up. Awesome. Extend right. Okay, like someone's giving you the tug of war and right side is so winning here. And then create another beautiful line. Right fingers to left fingers. Our goal with every warrior is going to be to open our chest, open and spread your collarbones like they're smiling so you can breathe more freely. All right, my friends. Right back to warrior two. All 10 toes turn towards me. Depending on how your knees feel, you may want them turned out towards the corners of your mat a little bit. And then we're going to turn them in for a halfway wide-legged forward fold. Keep the arms really long. Halfway forward fold. Bring your body parallel to the floor. Top of head through tail could not be longer. Spread your wingspan. Rise right back up. Always listening to your knees as you move. So if they need to turn out a little bit, please do. And we're going to take this up a notch. Remember that good old heel lift? Let's bring that back into play. Heel lift. You can squat and forward fold, whatever makes your life feel really good right now. Work through those wobbles, slow and steady. Re-left. Okay, we only have one more. So if your heels are still down, that's great. Forward folding, getting really strong along the muscles next to our spine. Whew, that is not easy. Rise. Take one more big breath. Keep your heels lifted if possible. Exhale, release them. Right toes turn back out. Left toes swivel in back to our warrior two. Clasping arms overhead, soft shoulders, but then long through your knuckles. Just take a powerful breath in here. Regain all of your strength. Tip back to the right side. And then start that swivel. Your left shoulder coming behind you as your right ribs wrap a little under, but your right knee still pulling out towards baby toe. When you're ready, strong man, strong woman, sun warrior, press knuckles in opposite directions in an attempt to do what? With our chest. Take a breath. Wiggle through your right toes. Make your stop sign hands. Really flex your wrists and press those walls away like they're closing in on you, but you could press them back and hold them. One more big breath in, yogis. Windmill arms back to warrior two. Spin around the corner to the right, find a lunge. Probably need to heel toe wider on that right foot, right? Maybe stepping back leg in. Find a great lunge. And then get your hips set, tailbone down. Left knee bend, so your left hip flexor, the psoas muscle, feels really stretchy. Arms reach forward as long as possible. Wrap left arm under for eagle of any variety, shoulder, single, or double wrap. Forearms press away, elbows and fingertips rise, feel your back spreading. And then try to pull length through your back, shoulder blades away from ribs, away from hips. Tuck in tight, keep bending through your left knee, keep pressing left hip forward. Now round into a little ball. Elbows to navel, chin to elbows. Keep bending your right knee. Giant step forward into chair, but keep your bend. One more big breath in. On that exhalation, rise, untangle yourself and lift high to sky. The highest, ready, heels rise, fingers reach, eyes rise. That's the one that's really gonna challenge you. As soon as you move your eyes, you feel those wobbles. Squeeze into midline, breathe. Exhale, mountain pose. Awesome job. Strength is done. Let's move on to balance. Take your left knee. We're gonna start on the left side first. Mix it up a little bit and lift it up high. Try to lift really, really, really high. Okay, now arms rise. Without the use of your arms, can you land a tree? Oof. Try to find that tree. Cool. If it's on your knee, it's okay. It's okay. You're not going to hurt your knee. Bend your right knee a little bit and squeeze in through your inner thighs to keep everything really strong in your tree trunk. You can also have your toes on the floor, heels at your ankle, or just above your ankle. Balance is the name of today's game, yes? I gaze up. Here we go, my friends. Really tall redwood tree. Lift your right heel. And don't think anything negative in your head. I know you're thinking, that's impossible. No, it's not. Ready? We're gonna rise. Think positive, be balanced, be strong, breathe steady. As soon as you fall, try to get it again. If you really fall, try to get it with eyes down. That's the most stable place. One more crack at it. Let your heel fall. Sweep arms behind you. Lift your knee really high again. Left knee lifts. Press back to airplane pose. Flex your left foot as you draw it back to the wall behind you. And then check to make sure that your pinky toe is facing the ground so you know your hips are square. And then magnify your body up towards the sky. Tuck your chin. And see if diving airplane is in your future today. Toes point to the sky now. Fingertips rise to the sky. You can drop them underneath your shoulders for support. Top of head comes towards the floor. Inhale, rise right back up to where you were. Knee lift, bring it in. Breathe. And then star pose. Point your toes again. Send your left leg out and make a long line from it with your right fingers. Long line, left fingers to right foot. Star pose. Now open wide and find length. My favorite transition, floating half moon. So I'll show you from the side. From your star pose, you're gonna swing your right side body under your left slowly. Flex your left foot and push away, floating half moon. Really energize in your right side, but if you like to use a prop or the floor, then you're in regular half moon. If you're in half moon, please get light on your right finger so we feel like a buoy on the surface of the water. Maybe you just have one fingertip down. Wherever you are, once you've found confidence and balance, can you scoot your eyes, especially your right eyeball, to your left thumb? Right back up to a knee lift when you're ready. If you're loving life, is that possible to love life in half moon? But if you are, stay. When you're ready, big hug, you deserve it. Give your knee a hug and then let it go. Oh gosh, we get to do the balance done on one side happy dance. Shake it out, especially that grounded leg worked so hard. If you need a massage, if you get crampy somewhere, do it. Shake it out. Find yourself cool as a cucumber and then are ready to begin. Right knee rises. If you just want to lift your toes or just your heel, that's cool too. And then you could swivel right into your tree from here. But if you're going to try to find a high tree, no hands, don't force anything, just let it happen. Then lift a little higher. See if you can get it. It's not easy. Soften your left knee, especially if you landed like the ball of your foot on it. Soften and then squeeze in through your inner thighs. Find a good strong tree trunk. Ready? Eye gaze up. Okay, we're going for the redwood forest. You're a baby tree and you need to grow up into these big boys. Lift your left heel. Think positive. Draw energy through the midsection. Continue flowing your breath. If you wobble, if you tumble, come back to us. That's what makes you a true yogi, is continuing with determination and pride in every move you make. Be proud of the stumbles, because that means we're challenging ourselves. Let go when you're ready. Arms stay up. Right knee rises where toes are heels. Try to squeeze inner thighs together and lift from the inner thigh. So we use strong hips. Send it back to airplane. Fingers, broaden your chest really big. Press back. Flex your foot so you can check with your squared hips. Is your pinky toe squared to the ground? Tuck your chin, lengthen, top of head through tail, and then uplift towards the sky. Like a magnet, a giant magnet is sucking you up. Breathe. Float here, or find diving airplane. Right toes point towards the sky, top of head comes towards the floor. And then spread your adorable yogi toes on the right foot, very wide, bright, and energetic. One more big breath in, yogis. We're gonna rise and find floating, we're gonna rise and find a knee lift, pardon me. Whew, that's hard. Knee lift, and then star pose. Right toes turn out, open them, left fingers, good, and then straight line up above. Now just find width, find length, maybe lean back a little bit, just get bigger, more expressive. And then we're gonna spin around to floating half moon. Left side body is coming under the right, to the floor, to a prop, or in space, half moon or floating half moon. Find lots of length in your left side from your hip towards your armpit. And whenever you feel solid and breath is flowing, challenge yourself to let your left eye find your right thumb. Stay steady, yogis. 2 more breaths. Last big breath in, we're gonna zip up really tight, stand tall on the exhalation, hug your knee in towards your chest. Give it a big, big squeeze, you deserve it. How's that left calf feel? Woo! Kind of like it's talking back, isn't it? Give it a rub if you need it. The working leg gets so much glute, a whole leg workout. Nice job, yogis. Big sigh because the hard part's done. When you're ready, take a big breath in. And then your favorite way to fall. You want a new way to fall? We can just crumple to the ground, or we can do tiptoe stand, one of my favorite ways. So we start to let the buns come to the heels, and the heels rise. Take your arms somewhere to counterbalance you. Knees are forward, squeezing together through the inner thighs. And then we're gonna let our buns find the earth. So how can you do that? I like to reach forward personally. Some people go for the big challenge and come overhead. You can take fingers to floor, but try to soften down so slowly here. All right, and even if you plopped, you made it. That's the goal. Come on around the corner. Oh, nice job, guys. Both knees are gonna face the left side. Just take a second here to kind of twist and turn, move all around. See how you feel in modified pigeon. Lift up. Send your right arm overhead. Send your left arm overhead. Feels so safe and secure on the ground after all that hard work, doesn't it? Come over your left knee. All right, now stretch open your hips. Left hand behind, spiral lift. Send both knees down into the earth. Really push down to squeeze through the backside and open your hips. Arms rise. And then same thing, maybe we lower and lift a little bit, or we sweep our right arm to a new place. I love to take my right palm to the back of my skull, thumb towards your neck to really help support your head as you press back. You also get a nice right shoulder stretch this way. One more option, yogi. Stay there or let your hips fall and send your right big toe out, or the mound of your foot, the ball, and rise up here, a bigger spiral lift version. Explore though, take eyes down, take them up, see where it feels super, super good on this side. Let your hips fall. All right, let's do a little undulation again. So coming back to your 90-degree knees, about that, somewhere bent, take your body over towards your left knee, and then fingertips like suction cups on the floor. Really pull together to get strong in your wrists. Lengthen your chest, lift up on an inhale. Exhale, float down with a flat body, and then try going the other way. Curl chin to chest and roll up. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, rise. Undulating the spine, just trying to find some fluidity, some liquidity, some movement. Letting go of any stale, stagnant energy if we've been sitting a bunch lately. One more, guys. All right, lift up. Take your right arm behind you and then swivel forward like you're reaching for something precious. Then sweep back again, inhale. Notice what your right hip flexor is doing. Sweeping open and close, right? Twice more like this. Reach and release. Reach and release. Okay, if you're ready to find a bigger version of pigeon so we can chill for a minute, you might want to scoot your left knee out more. This gives you more ability to swivel forward. And then your right leg doesn't have to, want to come behind you, you choose. Ultimately, you want to try to get off of your left cheek here. So it really depends on how you like to be, whether you want your heel away from your groin, shin parallel to front of mat. Get cozy, guys. You can stay in the modified pigeon we just did. And then think about all those things, your swivel, your spinal undulation, and reach all the way up to the sky if possible. Now we're gonna do something really big to get down, whether it's a spinal undulation or a roll through our hips. Reach some more, and then release. If it's really tough for you to release, you feel like you need support, put something under your left cheek, put something under your belly, put blocks for your forearms, build the ground up so that you feel very supported in your practice. If your forearms are down, try to swivel your palms open to see if you can broaden your shoulders. And then you might be able to walk your toes on the right foot out a little bit more once you settle. Oh, this is so nice, isn't it? Belly reaches over the left thigh. We're gonna come over for diagonal pigeon, but really get your right arm in this. Like reach out. If you'd like to stay high, you can just reach. If you wanna fall into sleeping diagonal pigeon, go a little extra on those right fingertips and then drop your face down towards the floor. If you feel like you went and sat right back on your left cheek, try to swivel your right hip forward a bit. Think about those reaches for something precious that we did earlier. Get a little roll in your hips. Now you can stay in either one of these, my friends. Regular sleeping pigeon, diagonal pigeon, or if you want to get a little quad stretch, sit on your left cheek, bend your right leg, and try to hold on to it with your right hand. Go inner foot, top of foot, outer foot, whatever speaks to you, but pay attention to how your shoulder feels. If you go outer foot, look what your shoulder does. It's like a big thumbs down in my opinion. So I like to go inner foot if that's accessible to you, so your shoulder is up and open and really feeling good. Okay, if it feels great on your cheek, then roll around to find that hip swivel, and add in your quad stretch. You may be able to reach up and overhead, whatever feels right for you. Anything you're thinking of doing, you should do. Explore this posture. Wherever you're feeling sensation, try to really breathe into that. Let your hips fall, and even if you didn't join us in pigeon quad stretch, join us now, rise up, and then we're gonna fall over to the left hand or the left forearm to just get a quad stretch. So lift in, maybe lift your right knee, I prefer that. It's easier to pull in, and use your hand like a lever now. Bend your elbow to really pull in that quad stretch. It's very effective if you kick back. So I'm pulling in with my hand, but I'm also kicking with my foot, like trying to straighten my leg. That gives you an awesome counter stretch. One more big breath in. Oh, so nice. Let that go, guys. And then, oh, might hurt your cheek a little bit there. So move around so that feels better. If you have a hard floor, it's not so friendly sometimes. And then just give your body whatever it needs, whether you are windshield wiping, steepling, shimmying, maybe massaging, whatever you need to free up. We're gonna get both legs over to the right side to ease into our hips over here. Okay. Come on around the corner of your right knee. Fingertips are like suction cups. We're gonna lift up long, float down long. Remember our spinal undulations, right? Tuck your chin, exhale, roll. Inhale anytime it feels right for you. Just make sure you are breathing. Let's try 3 more like that, flat down. Oh, gets good into the right glute. You feel that? Breathe where you're feeling it, like you could clear out the cobwebs of that dark, tight space and open it up, bring lots of light into it. Stop at the top, left fingertips sweep behind you, and then you're thinking about your hip, not just like your arm is moving, thinking about swiveling your hip forward. It might be tight, so if you want to move your right knee out so you have more swivel, go for it. Swivel, just starting the process. Swivel, and then reach a little bit further this time. Nice, come on back. Right hand is behind us. Gonna open up our hips here. Squeeze your buns to rise up and lift your fingers to the sky. If it feels great, stay. If you want to swish around or lower your hips and try it again a few more times. Stay right there in this lifted hip, or spiral open a bit more by extending your left leg, big toe or the ball of your foot are down. Heel is definitely going to be lifted. And then try that lift up, look around. You may want to hold the back of your head with your left hand. Use your thumb along your neck to really support you. That's my favorite because you get a big left shoulder stretch too. All right, guys, ease down when you're ready, and then let's swivel around the corner. So if you're in really close to your navel with your right knee, you're not going to be able to swivel as much if you open as if you open. So maybe try something new today. Oh, it's a whole new world when you do that. And then you keep your left leg bent or extended behind. Think about everything we just did, all those long spinal undulations. Undulate up. See if you can reach up, reach forward long, swivel your left hip forward, and then land. And then stack everywhere you need help. Under your right cheek, under your pelvis, under belly or chest, forearms. Give yourself all the support to feel great. Let your nervous system know it's okay to let go. So we're going to tuck our chins, bow our heads like we're surrendering. Just really drop into this moment. Big full belly breaths. You've got this beautiful empty space to breathe into under your belly. Float it open big. Think about filling up a balloon. That's a beautiful place. So stay there if you're just super loving life. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, navel travels over to the right side. And you can stay lifted for diagonal swan. I like calling it swan instead of pigeon. Or we can reach out, and especially the left hand. The left hand wants to go a little bit further. If you'd rather just reach from up high, that's great. And if you can relax down here, go for it. Soften up your jaw. Try to find places that you can relax all of your toes, all of your fingers. Unfurrow your brow, separate your eyebrows, soften all your laugh lines away. When you drop your chin, it feels so nice. You can envision tension dripping off your nose, your eyelashes, your lips, your chin, your earlobes. Just let it flow out. Stay here, yogis, if you just love it so much. But if you want to add on a little quad stretch, come on back to your right cheek. Bend your left knee and find a good hold with your left hand somewhere that your shoulder is happy. If your shoulder is happy here, that's great. I just always think I like to roll out, open some more so you can breathe more easy. And if it feels so good here, you're like, I could do some more. Then swivel back around so that your pelvis is in space, or maybe your pelvis is on the mat, but your right cheek is definitely in space. Then give it that quad stretch. If you're feeling super awesome, you might be able to rise up through your right arm. If you're feeling great where you are, definitely stay, just giving you options. Let's try one more breath in this version. And if you didn't select a quad stretch, no worries, because I definitely have one planned for you. So move out of whatever pigeon you're in and sit right back into our modified pigeon, but your right hand or forearm is coming off the side so you can stretch out over. You may even want to lift your left knee and just think about quad stretching here. If your knee hurts, flex your foot and hold your ankle instead. That may give you the protection you need for your knee. Hard floors really hurts that hip, doesn't it? Move somewhere comfy. If you have props, I didn't have any props around me, but if you find that discomfort, prop it up so that it feels nice. And then when you're ready, press like you're trying to straighten your leg, like kick in. It's going to give you that good counter stretch. Feels super strong. One more big breath in here, guys. And then release. Ah, that was nice. All right, come on around the corner. Give yourself all the stretches you need. Lean back, let your legs do their thing. They might be swishing, steepling, shaking. You might be rubbing. Ah, okay, cool. We're gonna do a little bit more back work here. Swivel your legs around the corner and you're gonna come to your belly. So if you need to get a child's pose or a downward facing dog, you wanna ease down like we do in our vinyasa flow, whatever makes you happy, you're coming to your belly when you're ready. Move your wardrobe around so you have a nice flat surface under. There's no wrinkles in your clothes that'll irritate you. And then walk your tiptoes as far out as they'll go. Same with fingers, overhead, walk out far. Okay, guys, whew. Stretch out really long. That feels so nice, doesn't it? Use the floor, like sticky fingertips on the floor. Press your toes down, just stretch really long. And then turn your thumbs up and elevate your pinky finger. So we have an upper locust going on. Tuck your chin to your chest, fog a mirror under your nose, uplift. And we're gonna do some rainbow arcs with fingers. So we lift all the way up, down, and around wherever you can reach back to tap. Inhale the same thing, come back forward and tap pinkies. Lift up, around, down, up, and in. One more. Okay, keep the fingertips overhead. Make a little tent again, or a suction cup. Toes, knees, and thighs rise. Same thing with legs. Lift them up, out, tap down. Up, in, tap down. But think strong. Straight steel rod legs. Squeeze outer thighs. Squeeze inner thighs. Keep fogging that mirror under your nose. Long back body. One more. In a second, we're going to put those together, but let's get a little swivel in our back. Toes down again. Arms like goalposts with hands and forearms hovering on the mat. Your eyes are underneath your nose. Lift up through your right elbow like a seesaw and look out under it. Seesaw to the left. We're going to hover our palms and forearms, okay? So our goalpost doesn't touch down again for a bit. Inhale. Exhale. Twice more each side. Keep pushing your toenails down. Feel energy in your calves. The back body is working even through the bottoms of your feet. Last round, inhale. Exhale. All the way back to relax for a sec. Whew. Make a pillow with your hands. Stack them on top of each other and your head rests on your hands. And then jiggle your buns side to side like it's like a bowl full of Jell-O. It's just like jiggly, loose, and free. Getting rid of any tension. Okay, we're going to put those rainbow arcs together, yogis. Walk everything back out as far as you can. Wiggle further. Thumbs up, pinkies elevated, toes elevated. Everything comes up, out, and taps down. Up, in, and taps down. Keep your chin tucked, long in the back of your neck, up, out, down. Think of outer shoulder, inner arm, outer thigh, inner thigh. Try 2 more rounds. Push long, yogis. We don't care how high we lift, we want length. Last big round, inhale. Exhale. Well done. Press back to child's pose. Hands under shoulders. Ease back, but before your buns connect, swing them to the right, swing them to the left, swing them to the right, swing them to the left. You know what to do. Just swing, swing. Feel the tension melt away. Pause back in child's pose. All right, one more big back strengthening exercise for us, combining our quad stretch with our back strength. Take as much time as you need here. If you need a dog, tuck your toes, rise, bend your knees, and really lengthen out your back. But we're gonna shift back to our bellies for one more. Okay, shift on to the stomach. Stretch back out. Bend your right heel to your butt. Make sure you don't have any wrinkles or anything, because that can get really obnoxious when you're trying to stretch if you've got something poking at you. And then reach your right hand behind you, thumb down, to grab the inside of your foot. Now think about your shoulder again. If you'd rather grab the inside of your foot or flex your foot if your knee hurts and hold your ankle in or out, that's great. Find the best place for you. Got it? Okay. Lift your left fingertips and reach them more forward. And then start to kick into your right leg, like you're straightening it just like we did earlier, but use your left hand to press up. Modified half bow. Now breathe here. Looking forward, making this gorgeous cup shape in our backs. One more big breathy kick. Exhale, release. Stretch on back out, yogis. Same thing other side. Left heel, kicks to butt, pointed toes to hold top of foot in some way, inner outer, or flexed foot to hold inner or outer ankle. Walk right fingers out, stretch long. Kick into your left leg, and then use your right hand to really boost you up. Modified half bow. Breathe, yogis. Keep kicking, keep squeezing. This should feel super intense, maybe even shaky. One more big breath. Exhale, release. You choose your stretch, whether you're going to do a child's or a head-rested bowl full of jello jiggle. Gonna go for full bow. You ready? This is gonna be a good one. Hands come under shoulders, uplift your upper body, and heels both come to butt cheeks. Squeezing an imaginary block between your knees, because if your knees split out, it can hurt them. Tops of feet, if that bothers your knees, flex. Reaching back. It's okay if you can't reach. Look, if I can't reach, I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna kick up and pretend that any second I'm gonna get a hold. And if I can reach, cool, no big deal. Either way we go. Inhale. I like to ride the exhale wave. Exhale, up you go. 3 breaths in here, yogi. Some people will float out and in. That's fun. Some people will rock side to side. Not me. I like to stay right here. Breathe and squeeze. Kicking into your legs. 2 more breaths, yogis. Pull up a little higher if you can. 1 more big breath. Exhale, release. Pressing back for sure. Now get a good swivelly child's pose. Rock your hips side to side. Let them fall all the way back towards your hips. Excuse me, hips back towards your heels. Both hands walk over to the left side. Let your hips fall over to the right, and especially your right hand here wants to reach out really far like we did in diagonal swan. Maybe pressing your right hand on top of the left for a little bit of a deeper expression of your diagonal child. Come back through center, sweep to the right, hips to the left. Left fingers crawl out a tiny bit further. Left hand may cross on top of the right. That's nice, isn't it? And then exhale, reach back with the hips. Try to make a little window with your elbows. Let your ears fall in. Back to center, yogis. Take a nice child's pose stretch here. If you'd like a down dog, we're gonna find our way to our backs. So if you need one more big down dog stretch in your practice to try to shimmy or swivel anything out, please do. And then however you want to get down, whether you drop to your knees and roll over, or whether you make a little window with your hands and kind of glide through, we're easing to our backs. If you did land on your buns, let's hold on to backs of thighs, roll our backs very round, and then plug big toes in and try to come down one slow vertebrae at a time. Stretch out long overhead. Just like we did on our bellies, but longer and longer. Right toes and left fingers reach on the diagonal. Left toes, right fingers reach on the diagonal. And then release. Let's draw both knees in towards our chest. Give a little gentle rock side to side. We did some eagle arms earlier, so we have to finish up our eagle. Let's cross our left knee over the right and tap your toes down. Scoot your hips to the left so that your knees can fall to the right. If it's too intense, just uncross your legs. Once you arrive, if you'd like a prop under, go for it. Otherwise, press your left shoulder down and take your eye gaze over left fingertips. If you need a bit more here, your right hand can rest on your left thigh, make it a little heavier. No matter what, big, beautiful, releasing breaths. Try to swivel all through your spinal column. Think about your breath coming in and cleaning and polishing, whispering through all your bones, muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Eye gaze moves back to the center. Flatten out both shoulder blades. If you have a sensitive low back, I definitely encourage you to unthread your legs and then bring them up. But if you want to be really strong, use your obliques. Stay with your crossed over knees, left over right if you uncrossed, and then we're going to pull them into our chest. Try to get a hold of either your knees or the edges of your feet. That's my favorite. You may want to flex your feet as you do this. Some people like to pull their pointed toes towards their buns, whatever feels best on your joints. And then go ahead and squeeze knees to chest, heels towards buns. Cow face reclined, massive left outer thigh and glute stretch. Relax your shoulders, try to get really heavy in your hands wherever you're holding on. Soften your face, melt down the other way now, back off the edge of your ears, off the jaw, through your scalp and all your hair follicles. Let the tension release. Keep hugging in. It's a tough job, I know. Press the tip of your tailbone down and then squeeze your knees in, squeeze your hands in. It's worth it, I promise. Let's do the same exact stretch on the other side. So just uncross your legs and do your reclined cow face here, whether you're hugging your knees, right leg is on top, hugging your shins, pointing or flexing feet and crunching down heels or toes to buns. Then squeeze your knees in, but soften your shoulders. We're going to try to widen the back. Soften your ribs, melt the tip of your tailbone down. Soften the hinge of your jaw. Let your tongue hang heavy like it could slip right on down. Even your eye sockets get heavy here. Eyes sinking a little deeper. Once you've had enough of this, spread your arms wide. You probably have your legs crossed right on top. So we need to have our toes touch the earth to scooch our hips to the right. That way when knees fall to the left, our hips are right under our shoulders. Find that straight line. Uncross your legs if this is too intense. Scooch your shoulders so they're both flat and then eyes to the right side to find beautiful, soft breaths. Left hand can rest on the right thigh to give you a bit more intensity here. Possibly breathing in the word let and breathing out the word go for a beautiful release. When you're ready, yogis, press your shoulders back down, eye gaze to ceiling. Legs crossed, use strong obliques to rise, or if your back is tender, uncross your legs, press your toes down, and just scooch back to the center. Bring knees wide to armpits, hug in a gentle, soft rock, or a circle around through your spine. Lots of work today, so give yourself a really wonderful massage. And if you have any little tender patches or spots on your back, go ahead and find that and stay. Like just roll over it a couple times. Hug your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a gigantic, loving, grateful hug. Nose to knees, kick, 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 kick into your legs like you want to straighten them, but you're holding on to prevent that. You're going to round in your back really big and stretch everything energetically open again. And then release. Whether you like to take your Shavasana all the way out in corpse pose, extremities away from your midline, or if you like to turn into your fetal position, like you've had a rebirth this morning, you get to make today exactly as you want it, putting your best foot forward after a beautiful practice. Or you can roll to seated in any way, easy seat, kneeling, up against the wall, whatever really makes you happy for your last minute. And for today, let's make some promises to ourselves, just for today. Let's promise that we will be kind to ourselves, be honest with ourselves, Let's be mindful of our time. You did a really beautiful job with today's balancing focus, balancing your energy. Let's continue to make that promise to ourselves, not giving so much that we deplete ourselves, taking what we need. You started off on the best foot today. Let's live simply and practice contentment with what we have. Focus on our task at hand, remaining present by using our breath, thinking of that breath we just did. Let go. So nice to just rekindle our sense of presence. Remain aware of our actions, and last but not least, always trust the higher power. Everything is as it should be. You can stay. I really want you to stay. If you can linger longer, please do. But to honor your time, I'm going to close class with a little gratitude prayer to ourselves. If you'd like to join me with hands at heart center and a chin tuck, it's like a bow in gratitude to your practice today. I bow in gratitude to you for sharing it with us. Thank you for keeping us all accountable and motivated. Yogis, may you find peace. May you be whole. May you be healthy. May you experience inner calm, a sense of ease, and move through life gracefully. The light in me honors, acknowledges, is humbled by, grateful for, and so truly inspired by the light that is each and every one of you. Namaste, yogis.